Just let me be blunt. My speech in the morning, nothing but grunts. With no coffee, that's as dangerous. On a scale from 1 to 10, I rank it that girl from Stranger Things. And if you get what I'm saying, my attitude be mad flagrant like I'm Draymond. But you ain't get the picture, BFP. So I'm gonna keep pushing on you, GNC. It's like, yeah, the first thing on my mind is when that hot coffee gonna seep into the coffee grind. It's like some magic's floating on in the air. Toss some ice cubes in my cup, it's a good day. All I gotta say is that it's starting in a good way. It's time for working and I don't even care. Just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Just give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up, horses go first. Wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up, horses go first. Start fresh, that's how it's gotta be. Everything starts back with your coffee beans. If it's cold brew, then it's gotta be coarse. Don't get the cart ahead of the horse, start learning the course. But of course you can disregard, and don't at me if it gets too hard. When it's my time to drink, man, it's always on hand. Drink from a cup or a bottle, even a can. You never know when you're craving no hit. It could be in the bathroom while you're taking a Ric Flair, I'll say he ain't got nothing on it. When that coffee hits my lips, it's a seance. Feeling real super with the cape on. Anything I'll take on. This cup of coffee, yeah boy, this is the shit. Just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Just give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up. Horses go first. Just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up. Horses go first. Verse, so I guess that's where I talk about how we might be addicted in a roundabout kind of way, or how you say a dependency that's in my life, and I'm proud to say it's filling me way more energy than I'll ever need, keeping me up for things I thought I'd never see. Time's gonna kill us all one day, whether old age, illness, or from listening to Coldplay. F that noise, wubba lub love. Drink all the coffee, chug a lug lug. The day doesn't start till you're on your second cup. If they talk before
Good morning, all of you beautiful nerds from around the world, and welcome to the morning's dream here on the Den of Nerds Live, the very best way to start your nerdy day. And Chet, you screwed up my intro music, man. Like, what is this? Like, this is cool, but like, it's not that the bump that I like, man. This is it. This is the beat that I like to come in on. You know, it gets the people going. You know, it's provocative. Yeah, let's do better next time. Okay, cool. So, what's up, everybody, and welcome to the show. It's a DC Tuesday today. Oh, baby. I've been holding back all this DC stuff that I want to talk about because I know a lot of our people are like, yo, bro, come on. Can we talk about some Marvel? We did 2 Marvel videos yesterday, and we did a live stream about Marvel. Now we're going to talk some DC. I have a ton of stuff I want to talk to you guys about. Very cool. So, throughout this stream, we're going to be talking about the Michael Keaton deal, some rumors about what might happen if Michael Keaton does not do that. We're going to talk about the Flash movie, the DCEU in general, and then we're going to go in. There's a really cool thing that they're doing for DC Fandome where you get to actually ask questions, and then the questions are curated and possibly answered during DC Fandome. And guess what? We're going to go into the theater, and we're going to fill out some questions together. I want to see what questions you guys want to ask. We will ask as a family, and then we'll watch DC Fandome together, and we'll hope that some of our questions get picked. It's going to be really cool. But before we get into any of that, let's say what's up and good morning to the Nerd Vengers. Nerd Vengers, assemble! baby. And we'll talk about members in just a minute here. You guys are amazing. You're blowing us away with the support. XR Coon's in here. Lunar Lit is in here. Cade, Trinity's here. Lucas, Eric Heine's in here. David Nations, Marvel Maniac, Captain Pennsylvania, XR Coon, Wayne White, Alexander Carfelt's in the building. Mike Porter, Brian O'Connor, Landon Dubes, Knight123, Bill M, Star Wars, Santa Yinzer, Jim Jeffers, Craze Panda, James Heaton, John Wick, Coachella Coastal, Ryan's in the building, Trevin's in here, Will Morgan, Shannara, oh my goodness, Adam G, holy crap, Jacob's Quest, oh my goodness, so many beautiful people. Jordan's in here, what's up? What is up? Jordan's asking about the New Gods. We will talk some New Gods, I promise you we will. I promise you we will. Okay, look, a couple of things, show notes before we get into the content here. Yes, let's talk members. Let's talk memberships right away. Okay, so guys, we are no longer doing the Patreon, okay? So if you're a Patreon supporter, unless you're at that $10 tier and you want to just support at the business level or whatever, I would say 99% of folks out there, guys, if you are supporting us on Patreon, go shut that down. Literally, go there, shut it down, You've got one more day. Tomorrow's the 1st, and they will charge you if you are still on the Patreon. So I recommend shutting down the Patreon. Of course, you can do it still if you want to support. No big deal. But you don't have to. We're asking everyone, don't support us on Patreon. Instead, support us via the channel memberships, okay? The Nerdvengers, baby. That's what we got going on. This Saturday at noon o'clock, Eastern Daylight Time, Eastern Standard Time, whatever the correct way to say that is, at noon, we are doing a members-only live stream, and we're going to be talking about the Nerdvengers themselves. What emotes do we want? What cool things do we want to do as a community for the members? That's going to be happening this Saturday. I would love it if a bunch of you showed up. You'll see it pop up here on your YouTube channel. We will get into it. Secondly, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the first elimination round for the Nerd Card Showdown, our absolutely epic trivia program. If you haven't stopped by and watched the Nerd Card Showdown, it's bang out awesome nerdy entertainment. You should be there. Also on our Discord, we have now posted how the rest of this tournament is going to work. But this week, tomorrow night, the Fantastic Four versus the Slipper Clan. Oh my goodness, it's going to be absolutely epic. Epic. So make sure you're there for that. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Now let's get into the content, baby. Let's get into the content. Chet, wait. Are you sleeping on the job? It's the craziest news of the day. Oh, this news is great. Woo, baby. More details coming out about Michael Keaton's Batman, what he's going to be doing in the DCEU. This is just the beginning of the stuff that we've got to talk about here, folks. But this coming from DCEU Mythic, a site run by Jeremy Conrad of MCU Cosmic. Okay, so this dude, really good at bringing in the news and scoops for the different things over here. Okay, so I'm going to read right from the article here. Rumor: Michael Keaton's Batsuit in The Flash will be inspired by Kingdom Come. Holy mother of goodness, by the beard of Zeus, this is unbelievable. Okay. Last week we found out when Michael Keaton shows up as Bruce Wayne in The Flash, he'll also be donning the Batsuit once again. Beautiful. While a lot of people assumed this meant we'd be seeing the classic black rubber suit from Batman and Batman Returns, it sounds like he'll be wearing a different Batsuit, as obviously it's 30 years later. According to a reliable source, Keaton's Batsuit in The Flash will heavily be inspired by Batman's look in the seminal Kingdom Come miniseries. I don't know if we'll also see Bruce Wayne's exoskeleton like we did when Kevin Conroy appeared in Crisis on Infinite Earths, but when we see him suited up as Batman, the suit will be similar to the armored one we saw in Alex Ross's Kingdom Come art. Oh my god, beautiful. We'll get into this. We're going to nerd out hard on this, okay? So, Drawing inspiration from Kingdom Come for his suit could also give us a clue of what the DCEU could look like following the soft reboot in The Flash that brings the Burtonverse Batman into the same universe as other heroes. In Kingdom Come, an aging Batman forms and leads a team of young heroes to protect the world. Reports have been that Keaton would play a mentor role in multiple DC films similar to Nick Fury in the MCU. So the Kingdom Come inspiration does fit those reports. All right. Crazy. Absolute craziness, okay? Now, let's get back into just chatting, okay? Now, look. First of all, a round of applause for all of the nerds that were thinking about this, and also my good friend Alexander Carfelt, who is in the chat currently. I got to shout him out. He and I had a lengthy, nerdy conversation about this. By the way, Alex and I might start a Den of Nerds podcast, which would be audio only. It would probably go out on like Spotify or whatever, but it would be kind of digging into these things a little bit more, being strictly nerdy in the podcast sense. Like Alex and I just literally bullshit about Batman for an hour and throw it up as a podcast. Okay, so shout out to all the nerds, man. Kingdom Come. Oh my God. Let me know in the chat. I got to know. How many of you have read Kingdom Come? How many of you have read Kingdom Come? It is a fantastic DC book, but how many of you have read it? Let me know in the chat. Let's start there. I want to know. Oh my God, and look at all these amazing members coming in today, you know? Yeah, because I'm too handsome for us to do it on videos. I know. I just don't want to look bad next to you, buddy, you know? I'm down for a podcast. Do it. David Nation says never. I assume you mean you've never read Kingdom Come. Some of Alex Ross' best work, in my opinion. Yeah. Come again. Fanjaxers read it. Cool. Let's go. Yeah. Cool. I'm allergic to reading. Dude, it's all good, man. I get you. Just go look at the pretty pictures at least, man. They're really good stuff. Yeah. So also, too, a little ADD of me, but I'm going to go ahead and throw. I know some people have problems. Russell was telling me about this yesterday. Some people have trouble finding the link to... Wait, did I not have this up? Finding the link to the membership thing. So I'll try to pull that up for you guys, and I'll throw that link into the chat. So yeah, I'll work on that while we're kind of discussing this. Welcome to the Nerd Vendors. Hell yeah. Did they do an animated movie? I don't believe they've ever done an animated movie for Kingdom Come. Kingdom Come is a really wild story. So essentially, like, there's a couple of different things going on in the story, but it's way in the future. And Batman, for the purpose of this combo, we'll just talk about this. So Batman has sort of an exoskeleton. He's just so beat up. His body's so brittle and just broken down that he essentially creates an armor that really allows him to be able to still function and fight crime. Okay? XR Coon, don't worry about it, dude. If you don't have the loot, do not worry about it, my friend. No pressure. You know, we're just asking everybody that wants to support the channel, join the Nerd Vendors, and we're going to give a bunch of dope shit to the Nerd Vendors, and they're going to be a big part of what we do here. But no shaming, no pressure, no nothing like that, man. XR Coon, you are on every single video on the main channel, coming in hot, liking, answering the Nerd Card question. That is support. Okay? So if you don't have the loot, don't worry about it. That's still support, you know? Okay, so mine won't show you the join button. I'm working on it. So for the purposes of what we're going to talk about now, the thing is, like I said, Batman gets that exosuit. Now, another thing, though, is that he basically makes little mini Bat Gundams. So, like, robots, like Bat Sentinels, I believe is what they're called, Bat Sentinels. And Alex could double-check me on this because he's a wealth of comic book knowledge. I believe they're called the Bat Sentinels. And, dude, oh my God, if we see Bat Sentinels just roaming around Gotham or just roaming around in general in the alternate universe that we go to with, Keaton and the Flash and all that. Now, the other side of this that's really cool is obviously we've been talking a lot about the Batman Beyond possibilities. This is a totally real thing, verifiable by a couple of different sources. Some people are reporting on it that we think are pretty bang on, spot on with their scoops and whatnot, okay? So the Batman Beyond thing I think is totally real. Eric says with a super chat, I want to talk about the Eternals movie. Eric, love you. Appreciate the support. We will talk about that when we get into Q&A, and that will be the first thing that we get to. Eric, it's DC Tuesday. It is, but look, man, Eric wants to talk Eternals. I'm good with that. When we get to Q&A later, we will certainly be talking about some Eternals. Okay, so follow me on this trail here, guys. Batman Beyond actually, and I don't know this, I want to look this up. But Batman Beyond has a part in the, by the way, that's the link. If you can't find the join, if you want to join the Nerd Vengers and you can't see it on your screen, that link that I just posted will take you to it. CGM Show coming in with the super chat says, who is playing the Flash in this movie? We don't know for sure, but mostly people think it will be Ezra Miller. It could not be Ezra Miller, though. They could pull something crazy, but right now the prevailing wisdom is Ezra Miller. Okay, so I believe in Batman Beyond, Bruce, at the beginning of that show, is wearing the Batman Beyond suit himself. And believe it or not, it's a similar concept to Kingdom Come, insofar as Bruce is aging and he needs to use technology to help him still be able to fight crime. His body's breaking down, maybe even mentally breaking down a bit, although I think the way they take the Bat character mostly is his mental faculties are still really sharp. It's just his body, you know, that thing. So it's a similar thing. So what I think might be crazy here, guys, oh my God, if I was a concept artist and I was handed the idea, or I was handed the project where it says, you get to design the new Bat costume for Michael Keaton in the Flashpoint movie, and it's going to be a combo of the Batman Beyond suit, the Kingdom Come suit, maybe even the Hellbat armor, or some of the other, like, the Batman costumes that I just, like, absolutely love. And you sort of combo that all together, and you start coming up with concepts like, oh my God, dude, that is the stuff, boys and girls. That is that nerdy shit, man. Oh, man. Oh, I want to see it. I want to see it so bad. And I think that it could end up being so cool, man. So cool. So, the Kingdom Come Bat suit thing, again, the nerds, man, we knew what was going on there. It's really, really crazy. Now let's talk about another rumor with regards to this. Okay, you know what? Let's get an image of the Bat Sentinels so I can show you guys. The Bat Sentinels are dope. Let's pull up some images of the Bat Sentinels from Kingdom Come. So, oh wow, here's one from the animated show. It's not exactly what I'm looking for here. I guess I could type in Kingdom Come. So the other rumor here, guys, is that DC has a backup plan, okay, for if the Keaton thing falls through. Now, negotiations seem to be doing pretty well for Keaton and for DC, but they have a backup plan, and a lot of people know about the backup plan, but they're not talking about the backup plan. So different people have been, sort of talking about that. I've heard rumors that it could be Christian Bale, and we have, we have no way of verifying this. But essentially what's important here, what's important to bring up is that if the Keaton thing falls through, they still have multiple Batmen that were Batman in the past that they might try to lure back. That includes Val Kilmer. That includes Christian Bale. I think it also includes Batfleck. And even Clooney. It's possible they could do Clooney. Dude, look at that image, guys. Look at that. And this was done, so this was sort of done in a specific style that aesthetically fit with what Alex Ross was doing with the Kingdom Come book in general. And so they could modernize this. They could change this in any way they wanted. But like, essentially, it's like Doom bots. You know what I mean? Like Doom bots, but Batman Sentinels. Like, tell me this wouldn't be dope as hell seeing some of these Bat Sentinels running around in the DCEU. Woo! Woo! Getting me kind of pumped, that's for sure. Getting me excited. So, what do you guys think? Let me ask you this. I want to know what you guys think about this. Which Batman, if they can't get... That's Black Panther. If they can't get Keaton, what other Batman do you want? What other Batman would you guys really want to do this? Because number one, it's not just, by the way, guys, important to note here, according to the rumors we know, Batman Beyond in armor would be so awesome, says Eric. Yeah, dude. It really would be, Eric. It really would be. Stormbreaker says Batfleck. CGM Show says, bro, could you imagine if the lead of a Marvel movie got filmed choking a woman and Disney doesn't make a comment and they don't want to comment, fandom would lose their effing minds? Yeah, for sure. We can talk about that. We'll talk about the Ezra Miller thing. I mean, look, I think if anything, this is the time to change it. This is the time to change it. But it's tough. We can talk about that though. Let's save that for Q&A. A lot of people saying animated Batman, Lego Batman, CGI Adam West. Dude, that would be kind of epic. That would be kind of epic. Anybody but George Clooney? Bale, John Harris says. Yeah. Getting Bale back would be sick, dude. Be sick. I don't know if he would though. You know, I really don't know. I think particularly because Keaton, the one thing that's interesting is, so Keaton, with his involvement in the MCU and now the Sony stuff, I think he's starting to understand the culture of this whole superhero thing again. Honestly, here's my thing: just get Keaton, DC. Like, just don't do whatever you got to do. Like, you want to? He wants Burton back. He really wants Burton back. Bring Burton back. Like, write up a contract with Burton. Make sure he understands he's got to play ball. Like, figure that out, Kevin Conroy. Alex, I love you. Dude, look, I have an enormous amount of respect for Kevin Conroy. One of the only Batman actors that I like interviewed in real life, like when he's in front of me, just an incredible human being. But he's just too old, man. I mean, he did do the Crisis thing. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they could do Conroy. Look, I'd love for them to do Conroy. I take it all back. Just do Conroy. I take it all back. Do Conroy. Dave says, yes, Tim Burton for the win. Didn't know you felt that way, man. That's crazy. Dude is the worst. A world-class actor? Wait. I'm not following. Something's going on here. I'm not following. Affleck would be weird, though, right? Isn't this Flashpoint supposed to be an alternate universe from one Flash is already in? Yeah, but so the thing is, as they do this, they have the opportunity to change whatever they want, right? So they're adjusting and they're going to do their own version. So it's an adaptation, but it'll likely have a lot of changes. Keaton back would be huge, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think Keaton is the way. Keaton is the way, as the Mandalorians say. He could voice a CGI non-human Batman from an alternate universe, spitballing here to get my boy. I mean, the Conrad thing, actually, because of the way they want to use Bruce, because he's not going to be really fighting, right? He's going to be sort of the like the reports say, a Nick Fury. And this Batgirl thing is totally real. I think what I don't know for sure, just through all the info that I looked at, is, are they going to make the Batman Beyond be Batgirl, or is Batgirl going to be its own thing? Like, I'd prefer Batgirl to be her own thing, or Batwoman, or whatever, be her own thing, and then just do Terry. Like, why can't we do Terry and Batgirl? You know what I mean? I mean, the Bat family is this kind of big thing, so that's kind of what I hope. Trolling me? Man, the Death Star of demonetization. That's like one of my favorite. I like that emoji a lot. Conroy did the Crisis Kingdom Come Batman. He did. I think that's a totally fair point to bring up. He could, dude, Carrie Kelly. I'm down, dude. I love Carrie Kelly. That'd be sick, actually. You know, like Barbara's cool and all that. But Carrie Kelly is like, yeah. No. I mean, anything Frank Miller for me is going to be, I'm going to give it a cosign. You know what I mean? For sure. CGM says, it's kind of funny. Hang on. It's kind of funny that people kept giving the MCU crap for the ability to use time travel to solve problems. DC literally using time travel to solve fucking up their universe. Yeah. Eric Heine coming in with the super chat. Is Batman Beyond movie live action or animated? Live action. So what we're talking about is live action. It's very much going to be the live action thing. Michael Douglas for old Batman. Okay, yeah. Lots of good chatter in here. Okay, so their plans are really interesting. Hopefully Keaton comes through. If Keaton doesn't come through, it is said they have a backup plan. Now, the Flash movie in and of itself will reset the universe, and when we come back to it, the DCEU that we'll have, that'll be the status quo moving forward. And I think that the whole idea here is like, here's where Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Shazam, Black Adam, potentially Green Lanterns, and a lot of other beautiful, awesome DC stuff will all be put together in its own universe moving forward. Now, what could be happening, and we're gonna get into some evidence. I want to show you guys some info and talk about this, but it's possible that this isn't even okay. So it's possible that what they're doing with the Flash movie is not the end of the retconning. It is possible that DC is actually building towards a crisis event. A crisis level event that could potentially reset everything again, really connect all their stuff and set up a whole new universe going forward. Okay, so there's some evidence to suggest that the Flashpoint universe that DC is going to set up is only the beginning, and what they really want to do is do a crisis that brings in like Brandon Routh Superman, you know, maybe even CGI Christopher Reeve Superman, you know, like starting to bring in those characters, maybe, because it's possible if they're talking to different Batman actors. Like, what if they tell Bale, like, hey, you know, we're interested in bringing you back for a particular movie or thing. How do you feel about that? And what would be crazy is, this is actually the exact idea that I have about Secret Wars when it comes to the MCU. You know, like the whole idea of like getting Wesley Snipes' Blade in a movie in the MCU. Getting Patrick Stewart, Charles Xavier into a movie from the MCU. You know, like that kind of an idea. DC can totally do that. And they could kill off a lot of those characters and even set a new status quo after that. So potentially what they could do is Flashpoint it, set up the Flashpoint universe for the next 5 to 6 years, and then starting in like year 7, they can start to build towards a crisis. Okay? And this is really interesting because, you know, one of my favorite words that I use, diegetic, within the world of the story. So this could be a diegetic way to explain, to give you a nice run of like Aquaman 2, Aquaman 3, Wonder Woman 3. And then if those actors are like, well, you know, I really don't want to keep doing this, I don't want to sign moving forward, then what I would do if I were DC is, okay, well, hey, one more movie, sign a big contract, make it crisis, have all this crazy stuff happen together, have some of these people die off, and then you can potentially even end that crisis with another Flashpoint and reset the universe again. I want to know what you guys think. Is that way too crazy? Like, is that way too crazy? Let me know in the chat. I'm going to check out the chat and see what you guys think about that. And let me pull up some of this other stuff I want to show you. Yeah, let's see. Where's it at? Because one of the reasons that I think this could be so cool and work is because that's nuts, bro. For DC, yes, but it sounds cool. They did that in the CW, yeah. Instead of bringing back Bale, what if they brought back Joseph Gordon-Levitt? Yeah, hey, that could be cool. That could be real cool. I was under the impression that the Snyder Justice League isn't intended to be in universe. Well, it doesn't have to be in multiverse. So technically, Justice League, the Joss Whedon cut, and Justice League, the Snyder cut, could be considered different universes. But they could still work together in continuity if an event or sequence of events brings them all together. It's way too crazy because they haven't developed single character movies enough. Well, okay, so that's fair, but what I'm talking about is like 7 years away from right now. So think about this. Aquaman had a really good movie. People really liked it. Wonder Woman had a really good movie, likely to have another really good movie. People really liked it. Cyborg seems to be getting like a second life potentially in the Snyder Cut. Henry Cavill might come back, get more Superman work, right? Keaton comes back. He does, several movies setting things up. All of a sudden, you do have actual character development and actual loyalty to these characters. So they're actually in the process of fixing what I think is one of those big problems. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know, guys. It could be really interesting. Okay, so let's go into the theater. There's a couple other things I wanted to show you, but let's just get into the theater and do this DC Fandome questions. So maybe we'll run through a couple of these. Come on into the theater. All right, we're in here. Okay, guys. So again, the reason I think this is so cool. Okay, let me gush a little bit. Okay, so it's DC Tuesday. I can gush about DC. Okay, I'm allowed right now. I know some people think DC Fandome might not be all that. I have a feeling DC Fandome might change the game. Might be legit AF. Part of the reason why is this very thing right here. They have multiple social media accounts for all of their different movies. Shazam has a social media account. Aquaman has a social media account. Wonder Woman, Batman, etc., etc. Okay? So they put out on every single social media, and a lot of the stars, directors, like I saw James Gunn tweeting about this, being like, get your questions in for the Suicide Squad. I saw Jason Momoa, get your questions in for Aquaman. So what's so cool about this is it's a unified front, and they're getting questions ahead of time so that when they set up the actual stream and the production, they don't have to be messing around with like the live kind of thing. So, even us here on this little stream that we do with the Nerd Vengers, when we're getting into Q&A and doing stuff like that, you get a lot of dead air. You get a lot of the production's not super sound. Like for us, it's great. We have the community. It's really about the community. But for DC, I think with all eyes on them, they need to have a really sharp production. And so the very fact that they're doing this ahead of time and potentially setting this thing up properly just blows me away. If DC Fandome comes out and explains what the plan is, explains what the Flashpoint movie is, and explains what to expect moving forward, I mean, it's going to solve a lot of the problems for me with DC. Okay, so I am anticipating Fandome to be dope as hell, basically. So, now, I'm going to get the chat opened up here so I can look at this. Mav just coming in with the super chat says, you're killing it, Josh. Keep doing what you do. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the love, man. I appreciate the love. We got an incredible community. Okay. Explains how they fired Ezra Miller. Yeah. No, we'll talk about that. We'll get into Q&A after this, guys, okay? So I'm going to need some help from you in the chat as we do this, because I want to do a couple of these together. Okay? Oh, wow. What is... Okay. So the topics are here. Wow, that's really dumb. It's not letting me... Okay. Thanks, Streamlabs. Thanks a lot. So we can't even scroll down? Like, what? Oh, Streamlabs, you're so stupid AF. How does that work? Why? God, this program blows. Okay. What do we want to ask about? That's where a chat emoji would come in. Yeah, for sure. What do we want to ask about here? And you know what? I got to go to the actual website and drop it down because Streamlabs is so stupid. Okay, so at the very bottom, guys, we got Zach's... Or, wait a minute. Yeah, select topic. Okay, so at the very bottom here, we've got Zack Snyder. We've got Wonder Woman, 1984. Justice League Outsiders. Walter Hamada. TV, film, visual effects. The Flash TV, The Flash movie. The Batman, Superman, Man of Tomorrow, yes, there's a bunch of different things we can ask about. What do we want to ask about, guys? What do we want to ask about? Throw it into the chat. Whatever seems like the most asked about thing, we will do that. Ask them what prompted them to get their shit together. Yeah. So let's see here. What subject would that be? DC General, I guess. We could do, or Jim Lee. We could ask Jim Lee that question. I actually love that question. Ask. Can't wait for Black Widow. Yeah. Me too, bro. Ezra isn't Flash. I don't think him choke slamming a woman while drunk was fake. Ezra isn't fired, at least not yet. Oh my goodness, a lot of Ezra questions, huh? How connected are all of their universes, including anime movies? What's the future of the DC universe streaming versus HBO Max streaming? That's a good question. That's a good question too. Can we get a live action? Ooh, Gods and Monsters. I love that movie. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Let's ask Jim Lee. I wonder if I can do this in Streamlabs. I'm like getting kind of pissed about this thing. Oh, it's not even gonna... Dude, why? Why is Streamlabs so dumb with the way it interacts with media? Like, don't put a oh my God. Don't put something in there that says I can interact with the browser source if it doesn't properly interact with the browser source. How is this a thing? Streamlabs, you stupid piece of shit program. This is unbelievable. All I want to do is do this together with the Nerdvengers. Okay, well, I'm going to do it on the main website here. Okay, so general question to Jim Lee. Oh, we can do video questions? Good God. We'll just ask in text. Okay. I'm going to phrase it like this. DC has had many interesting headlines lately. It seems like the right choices are being made. What changed at WB or DC to prompt the better decisions? Okay, so the question says DC has had many interesting headlines lately. It seems like the right choices are being made. What changed at Warner Brothers or DC to prompt better decisions for fans? Let's do that. Let's see here. Enter your name. The Nerdvengers or Den of Nerds. Let's do Nerdvengers. social media at the Den of Nerds. I think that's our Twitter, right? Yeah, at the Den of Nerds. Nerds@gmail.com. Select the social media platform. What the hell is this? Oh, okay. Gotcha. We'll go. Wait, they don't have Twitter on here? Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, Snap, TikTok. What's TW Twitter? Like, what? In the United States. Okay. Wow, you gotta, like, click a lot of things here. Okay, that's been submitted. Let's do another question. What else do we want to ask? So we got to start with the topic. Well, I can sort of reverse engineer it. What do you guys want to ask about? I'm going to look into the chat. What do you guys want to ask about? Much love. Thank you. Basically, how and why have you now gathered your shit? Yeah, for sure. Mike, that's an interesting question. I doubt they will be able to say anything like that, though. William, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. Ooh, that's a good question. So Alex says, ask if the Snyder Cut is a success, will DC shape the rest of their cinematic universe after his original vision? So I think there's something there. Maybe we can ask that in a little bit of a different way. Off villain movies. That's kind of cool. A window capture. I could do a window capture, but that's annoying. Josh got loud. It scared me. Let me see. Maybe I can try to do a window capture real quick. Maybe Adam's right. Boom, boom, Zoom meetings are dumb. Yeah, for sure. I believe it. Can we get live action Kingdom Come? It's a good question. Let's see what this looks like here. Oh, cool. Dude, what just happened? It looked like we were working, and then all of a sudden we weren't. Okay. Dude. Chet, I'm gonna lose it, dude. Why does it keep... Oh, I'm going to freak out. Every time I go to grab the window capture, it's... Oh, that's why. Okay. Trying to remain calm, guys. I'm trying to woo-saw on this. I'm trying desperately to woo-saw, and I can't believe we're having this kind of problems. Like, dude, what? It's probably because we have, like, so many things going on in our thing. Come on. Let me grab it there. Yeah, you can do it. Hey, we fixed it. I think I should take over the business stream on Sunday and do an OBS Streamlabs tutorial for everyone. Dude, that would be great, actually. If you want to do that, we could totally do that. That'd be awesome. Okay, so. Let's see. I think this is kind of... Oh, by the way, I saw the super chat coming in from Josh. Josh, thank you so much for the love. Says, hey, Josh, I'm a new member, long-time listener, and this is my first super chat. Just wanted to say I love your content. Keep up the amazing work. Dude, Josh, thank you so much, man. Thank you. We're doing something crazy and kind of special over here, you know? It's like... it's the right way, but it's also the hard way to do things. But the community is strong, man. So thank you so much. Okay. So we're asking about the Snyder Cut. We're asking about the connective tissue between all this stuff, right? So, maybe this is a good question for HBO Max. Walter Hamada. This is definitely a question for Walter Hamada. We'll go text question. Okay. How will the Snyder Cut affect DC films moving forward? Yeah, how will the Snyder Cut affect DC films moving forward? But there's like another thing here that we want to talk about, right? Because like we're basically asking about the connective tissue between everything. Okay, maybe this is a better way to say it. With the Snyder Cut coming out, which version of Justice League is canon? Is DC using the multiverse to connect all of their live action content? What do you guys think? What do you guys think of that question? Is that cool? Does that work? Oh, snap. Drum & Company, welcome to Nerdvenger Prime membership level, baby. Woo! What's the overall plan with canon? Are you planning on connecting all through the multiverse? Yeah. What's up, bitches? I'm a Nerdvenger. Hell yeah, you are. You're a Nerdvenger now. What do you guys think? Is this okay? With the Snyder Cut coming out, which version of Justice League is canon? Is DC using the multiverse to connect all their live action content? Maybe we should just do the second half. Yeah. Well, no, actually, they have called it the Snyder Cut, and Jim Lee specifically called it the Snyder Cut, but maybe not Walter. It's called Zack Snyder's Justice League. Man, I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe we should just focus on the second half. So, is DC using the live action? Okay, here's what we'll say. Here's what I think we should do. Rumors are suggesting that DC will use the multiverse to connect all of their live action content. Is there any truth to this? What do you guys think about that? I think that's the way we want to go. You got to call them out on the Snyder Cut being a thing. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe we can have our cake and eat it too here. So maybe we say rumors. Maybe we say this. After the Snyder Cut was announced, rumors began suggesting. Maybe that's what we say. Okay, this might be it, Nerdvengers. We might have done it. What do we think about this? Question says, just in case you can't read it, after the Snyder Cut was announced, rumors began suggesting that DC will use the multiverse to connect all of their live action content. Is there any truth to this? What do you think? I think this is the way we go. And also, is Trinity streaming? Does anybody know if Trinity's streaming? Trinity, are you streaming? Trinity, are you streaming? That'll do, pig. That'll do. Full send. Sounds good to me. Is Trinity streaming today? He's not? Maybe he's not, because then we can get a nice 20, 30 minutes of Q&A in. Okay. Bada boom. Submitted. Enter your name. The Nerd Vengers. Enter your email. Den of Nerds. Enter your social media. What are all these like stupid things here? Like, is this Twitter? Why would they just do TW? That doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna assume this is Twitter, and I'm just gonna. Bada boom, bada bing. We are not a robot. Boom. Yeah. Good shit. Good shit, everybody. Okay. One more thing while we're in the theater, and then we're going to get into Q&A. I found this really interesting. Okay, let's listen to this. Chat, pause music. Dude, pause music. Okay. So, Ray Fisher. So, this is really crazy. So, let's watch this. Can you hear okay?
Yeah, I mean, Josh is a great guy, and Zach picked a good person to come in and clean up and finish up for him.
You guys hear that? Let's play it one more time.
Yeah, I mean, Josh is a great guy, and Zach picked a good person to come in and clean up and finish up for him.
Ray Fisher posted yesterday, I think it was on Vero. Yeah, it was on Vero. And he literally said, I'd like to take a moment to forcefully retract every bit of this statement. So let's go through the statement real quick.
Yeah, I mean, Josh is a great guy, and Zach picked a good person to
Josh is a great guy. Retract that. He's not a great guy. Let's keep going.
Come in and clean up and finish up for him. Guy, and Zach picked a good person to come in
and Zach picked a good person. Retracted. Zach did not pick that person. It's rough. And what's crazy is, so he did this. Zack Snyder liked the post on Vero. Some other people that were involved in the production, like the stunt double that for Gal Gadot came in and said, LOL, sames. You know what I mean? And all that sort of stuff. Yeah, dude. The tides are turning. The tides are turning over there. One more DC thing I want to show you guys just while we're in the theater here. This is really interesting. This all has to do with this image of Darkseid. You guys can see this okay? Can you guys see this okay? Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, so this all has to do with this image of Darkseid here and the different writing that's on here. This is from, of course, the latest teaser trailer for Snyder Cut. In the footage, you only see the top letters here, and you don't really see what's below. But this image, I forget where it's coming from. This is a fuller version, and he's showing the sort of Greek at the bottom. Okay, now, the thing that's important is down here. I also have the picture on my profile attached to this post. Due to the writing on the wall being old and faded away, some letters are barely visible. Some words seem to have either attached or detached. The last word is unreadable. Because of the words either being attached or detached, I have translated the written words in two different ways, two different versions depending on the words are attached. Greeks will understand what I mean. It will scare you like it scared Wonder Woman. Okay, so here's what the rough translations are. They are they who fell into, or unto the darkness. They are beings, or they are the beings who fell into darkness. talking about Darkseid and talking about the different beings that are falling into darkness. It's pretty interesting stuff. The implications just being that, well, look, we know, let's get back into the chatting. So we know that in Zack's version of his like 5-film arc, that Darkseid was going to be heavily involved, come into the Batcave, kill Lois, possibly kill Batman, and do all these crazy things. And then Superman himself was going to fall to the dark side, literally, and become, you know, the evil one that we see in that nightmare sequence. So just really interesting. I think it could be wild to take some stuff that's going on in the Snyder Cut and even put it into what they're doing with the rest of the DCEU. It would be really cool. And you know what time it is? It's Q&A time, baby. It's Q&A time. It's Q&A time. Daniel, welcome to the Nerd Ventures. The Nerd Vengers is not a Marvel name. Nerd Vengers is nerdy. It's applicable across all things. My guy. Woo! You know, maybe I'll cut a little video that I send to them and I'll be like, look, I'm classically known as a DC hater on the internet. But there's a lot of this stuff out there that's getting me pretty intrigued. So I want to know, Mr. Walter Hamada. Maybe I'll do that just to try to, for the content or something. But I wanted to decide together, Adam. I wanted to pick together. The community's called the Nerd Vengers. We asked the question. It's the Nerd Vengers. Does Adam just have to ruin everybody's fun? Is Trinity streaming? Did he answer? Do we have some time to do Q&A today, or am I going to have to get out of here? Okay, let's get into Q&A here. Looks like a lot of people got some cool questions. Jacob's quest starts with, is Joss not a good guy? Question mark, question mark, question mark? I mean, how do I answer that? I mean, obviously I don't know, but what people are saying is that no, he's not really a good guy. I think a lot of people that are like directors or whatever, like they almost can't be like super good guys if they want to actually get stuff done. Like yesterday, I just saw this thing trending about Christopher Nolan, and apparently Christopher Nolan doesn't allow chairs on his sets. He doesn't allow chairs on the set of his movies because he says if people are sitting down, they're not working. And there's a lot of people took issue with that. Where, like, if you've ever had a manager at a job, and the manager says if you've got time to lean, you've got time to clean, or you better look like you're busy. I mean, by the way, too, kind of a weird sidebar here. But psychologically speaking, that is one of the most damaging things you can do to everybody that's within a business. If you know there's no work to be done, but the manager feels as though because they are paying the person hourly, that they must get that person to work, and they feel like they're being taken advantage of, and the worker feels like they're just doing what they have to do to just not get yelled at or fired, that creates a horrible experience. It's actually really toxic, and it's one of the things that I hated the most when I worked in the restaurant industry. Because like in the restaurant industry, like if it's not a rush, there's not a lot of people there. There's not a lot of things you should be doing. And a lot of managers would be like, oh, you better find something to do. Nah, that ain't it, chief. So, sort of a cultural thing. But is Joss Whedon a good guy? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to answer it. William Bonin says, "What? Oh, you know what? William, I'm going to take this question, but first let's tackle what Eric Heine said. At the beginning of the show, Eric threw a super chat in and wanted to talk about Eternals. So I'll just briefly, look, there's no like new updates on Eternals, but I'm really pumped about Eternals. I think Eternals is going to be very cool. Potentially set up Namor, potentially show us Apocalypse. You know, I just talked about yesterday in the video about Shang-Chi that there could be some ties to Genghis Khan and ancient history in Shang-Chi. The Mandarin, potentially the Ten Rings might be connected to that. I'd love to see it in a way where that lines up with some of the stuff we see in the Eternals. So the Eternals, man, Eternals is going to be very cool and set up a lot of back history for the MCU as well. So Eternals is dope. So I just want to say that for Eric. Now, William Bonin says, what is your timeline for the next Star Wars film? With all the stuff that will be on Disney Plus, is a 5-year gap realistic? So the truth, I'll tell you the truth, William. It's possible that the plans they originally had for the next series of Star Wars movies is changing. It's possible that plan has changed. So I don't know. But at the beginning of this year, the plan was to do movies set near the High Republic timeline. That they were going to tell some movies within that timeline. I personally feel, and I haven't even reached out to sources or talked about this, I personally feel like it could be smarter to just do 5 years after, or even a year or two after Episode 9, and to set something up. And like, I have this big theory. Like, you can watch the video. Maybe you already have. I have this big theory that they'll set up this outside threat in both the High Republic and in the Filoniverse, and then coming out of the Filoniverse, that threat will come in and make it'll be a big problem for the main galaxy, and we'll be seeing the galaxy move forward after that. But that's just a theory, so I don't know. Let's see here. These people shouldn't be bosses. I agree, Josh. Well, it's not that. Okay, look, here's the thing. It's not you got to put yourself in the mindset of the manager. Put yourself in the mindset of the boss. Of course, within the structure that is there, if you're paying someone, whatever amount of money per hour, and there are long stretches of time that they are in there. Like, it's actually really weird, because I've been in the restaurant industry for a long time, boys and girls, a long time. And I can recall jobs that would make you do what they call side work. Okay? And so you get done with your shift, you're doing the restaurant thing, right? And then you've got side work. Now, what the side work is to basically clean up and set the stations up for the next day. But I had jobs, and there were jobs all across the country. There were different restaurants.
Fans are making it sound like the WB train is getting back on track when the OG track it was on before was already underwhelming.
Thanks for the love, Ryan. I will talk about that question. Let me first crap on the restaurant industry real quick. So what they found was certain restaurants that were doing this, it was essentially like taking advantage of the worker, because you'd be making them do work that they should be paid a different wage for. Essentially, like most restaurant in most states, you get like something like $2.83 an hour, like $3 an hour base pay, and then your tips take you up average over that. And then whatever you average in with your tips, that's what's considered your wage, which is so ridiculous. And I really don't want to go down this rabbit hole on this, because the entire restaurant industry is predicated on really messed up practices. Anyway, but they found that like some of these restaurants would be like, okay, you do your server shift. Then after that, you've got to roll 200 things of silverware. You got to fill up 300 little packets of ketchup for carry out and do all of these things, while they're still technically only making $2.83 an hour. There were lawsuits. There were a lot of things. So now it's like, less like that or whatever. Point being, that entire system is flawed. And it's super whack, and I don't know what the answers are, but like essentially, I just know that some of the recent things I've been looking into sort of point to the idea that whole idea of like, hey, you've got to act like you're working. I know you're not really doing anything. You know you're not really doing anything, but you have to keep up the facade, is incredibly psychologically damaging to all of the people involved in that system. So it's really messed up. It's got to go. Here we go. Ryan coming in hot with the super chat. Real life. Is this DC hype a flash in the pan? Fans are making it sound like the Warner Brothers train is getting back on track when the OG track it was on before was already underwhelming. Okay, a couple of different things to talk about here. Number one, is Trinity streaming? Anybody know? Is Trinity streaming? Number two, this could obviously be a flash in the pan. You know, let's not get it twisted. DC, if they're good at anything, it's screwing things up. So, is it possible that they take all of this hype, all of this potential goodwill that they have started, and squander it? Yes. And if they do that, could it potentially be the last chance many fans are willing to give them? Yes. So, in some ways, they could be digging their own grave. You know what I mean? Like, if they come out and they really... Like, okay, let me give you an example. Let's say the Keaton thing doesn't happen, and they can't sign any other big Batman. Right? Let's say the Snyder Cut sucks. Okay? Let's say J.J. Abrams demands a new Superman that's not Henry Cavill. And Henry Cavill freaks out, and then they lose Henry Cavill. You know? Let on and on and on. Like, we just keep going, right? What if, like, The Rock, after they lose Henry Cavill, The Rock says, well, guess what? I'm not going to be Black Adam anymore. I'm going to go over to the MCU. If all that happened, wow. Like, yeah, they could be in a really bad position. But the second part of your question is saying that the OG track it was on before was already underwhelming. Right. But I think it's actually incorrect for you to assume that fans are getting excited because it's going back to the OG plan. That's not true in any way, shape, or form. 100% wrong. Bad Ryan. Bad Ryan. You see, the reason fans are excited, besides the Snyder Cut thing, and maybe that's what you're referring to, but the reason fans are getting excited isn't because it's a whole new direction that could actually make all of these things make more sense, have things in their proper place, and then we can do some exciting stuff moving forward. So it is not that fans are excited because we're going back to the Snyderverse, or that we're going back to the just really crappy way of having plans. That is 100% false. Fans are getting excited because they're doing something new. So maybe getting back on track is the wrong way of phrasing it. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I think DC fans are getting excited because this is a new track. But I appreciate the love and the question, the thoughtfulness, and the Marvel shield checks. Thank you, too. Yeah. Release Black Widow VOD. I agree. Josh, you are literally covering what I asked earlier. Do we have a mind meld? We might. I'm getting excited because I need new stuff, and the rumors are good decisions. Faux show. You should have asked if they think the New Mutants should come out on VOD. Oh, man. That's funny. That's funny, dude. That is good stuff, dude. That's good stuff. Star Wars Santa says, yeah, I think DC fans are starting to put too much on to Snyder's Justice League. I think it's a one-off standalone, not tied into anything. Yeah, I mean, look, you can think that, and maybe you're right. There are reports that suggest the opposite, though. Like, there are reports that suggest that Zack is willing to set some future DC stuff up in the Snyder Cut, and that Warner Brothers really wants him to do it. So that's actually being reported. You know what I mean? So maybe you're right, Santa. But I would say this. The probability of AT&T sitting there and saying, well, we made this decision. There's obviously a lot of buzz here. There's a lot of eyeballs. It really did do a lot of good for us. But you know what? I think we should have it be completely isolated, and I don't think we should leverage the incredible amount of attention that this cut is going to get. I don't really think there's any value there. I don't think we should leverage that at all and set anything up for us as DC in general. I think when you think about the probability of AT&T, which is the company that essentially greenlit the Snyder Cut, I think if you consider the probability of them saying, hey, here's this thing that everybody's going to watch, but you know what? I don't want to use that at all. I think the probability of that is pretty low. But you could be right. You could be right. Do anything for clout. That's the Warner Brothers song, man. Yep. Star Wars Santa says, I see. You think that AT&T is smarter than Warner Brothers and DC? That's not exactly what I'm saying. I'm just suggesting to you that the probability of AT&T like not wanting to use that is low. That's all I'm saying. It really doesn't have it's not a judgment call on like if they're smarter or more capable. I'm just thinking in terms of pattern recognition, right? No, they aren't smarter. You can't even get a good cell signal. Yep. Josh, who do you think would be good Terry McGinnis for Batman Beyond? Me and Lavis were debating Zac Efron. Dude, I like that. Scotty says, sorry, I'm on one today. No, you're good, man. You don't have to worry about it. We're all chill, baby. Zac Efron, Terry McGinnis. Yeah, I like that. Social Distance Warrior, you're going to have a daughter on the 4th of July? That is awesome. Yo, can we get some nice emojis in the chat? Some congratulations in the chat for Social Distance Warrior, man. That's awesome, man. That is awesome. Good for you, bro. Good for you. Yeah, that's cool, man. That is... Oh, wait, what? Custody of her again? Still, that's awesome. Maybe I misunderstood, sorry, but still, that's really cool. Serious question. Are you still on board if Channing Tatum becomes Gambit? Yeah, I am. And Adam, it's funny, like, I don't know, maybe you and I see this differently, but I actually think... I'm on Cloud fucking 9. Dope, dude. Good for you. I actually think Channing Tatum is a much better actor than people give him credit for. I actually think he's got the goods, man. I think he's got the goods. No fair. I want a new baby. I already ruined the ones I have. Isn't there like an exchange rate somewhere where you can exchange the kids or whatever? Oh, your complaint isn't his acting? Okay. What's the complaint? What's the complaint then, bruh? I don't know what you're saying. Nice, dude. Good for you. He doesn't fit. Okay. Is it? Yeah, I don't know. I guess is it just his? Like, I don't know. I don't want to put words in Adam's mouth. I'll wait for him to kind of reply. A pass on Tatum for Gambit. Put in all the work. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I think Channing Tatum would be great. I think he'd be totally good as a Gambit. He's from New Orleans already? I didn't know that. That's really cool. I think it's his brand. Oh, that could be. I don't like his acting that much, says Kendall. And to be honest, coming here every day kept my mind distracted and kept me sane. Dude, that's awesome. Fucking love this channel. We love you too, bro. Thank you, man. Yeah, so his brand is a little bit like sex or whatever. Like, sex, bro. But doesn't that kind of work with Gambit? Isn't Gambit kind of a ladies' man? A little bit, you know? He could play it funny. Yeah. I don't know if he can pull off a suave and dry humor. I think he's a good comedic actor and even dramatic. He's excelled in those areas, but I'm wary he could pull off the suave and dry. I think that's fair. I think it's a fair take. Michael Keaton and Brad Pitt or no deal. Oh, man. Good on you, dude. A win for the boys. Custody battles normally go the way of the mother. Yeah. So, again, I don't want to necessarily go into these areas, but the custody thing in courts is a place where there is a bias that is normally it's I guess different than the bias that we have in a lot of other areas in the world. And I've seen some Trinity is streaming? Get out of here, bro. You lying. You lying, man. You lying, bro. I don't think he is. Oh my god, he might be streaming. Oh, he's premiering something. Dope. Talking some Star Wars stuff. That's really cool. But I don't think he's streaming. I don't think he's streaming. Man, these hits. It's a premiere. The hits that we have here, man, with the vocals. We got to put together a CD soon, guys. Hey, look, I just want to remind everybody again, if you can make it, I know it's July 4th, but if you can make it this Saturday at noon, if you're a member, we're doing a members-only stream. I want to talk emotes. I want to talk things that we'll do as a community and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, man, if you can, come on by. Come on by. I'm going to go probably like 5 more minutes here, guys. Anybody got any other interesting questions? Anybody? Will Batfleck get his solo DCEU project? Highly doubtful. Highly doubtful. Yeah, I don't know. I want my jacket. Throw a like on here. Thanks, Santa. Thank you, man. Still trying to name that Star Wars boy band. Yeah, man, that'd be kind of funny, huh? I can run through a wall. I'm so juiced. Nice, dude. Just don't hurt yourself. Okay, Shang-Chi video on the main channel was for me, right? I mean, yeah, it was for you. It was for you and for everybody that would enjoy it. Shorter videos yesterday, and I know they're a couple days behind actually on the news cycle. And just so you guys know, like here, let me, who disliked, I will cut you. It's all good, man. Dislikes is all good. They don't like it. That's cool, man. It's all good. Chances Zendaya MJ is Firestar in the MCU. I don't know, but I simp for Zendaya. So whatever she wants to do, I'm good with that. Zendaya is queen. What was I gonna say? Okay. So, maybe some of you guys know this a lot. Maybe you don't. We are in the process of sort of doing a brand overhaul. Okay, so working with Sly, working with some new people with regards to social media and community management, and we're really working on some things. So really, we're not hitting everything perfectly right now. So like those 2 Marvel videos actually probably could have come out on Friday and Saturday. Instead, they came out on Monday. They take a hit, and that's all good. Basically, what I'm saying to you is basically by October, guys, that's like in my brain, my whole thing is like getting ready for October. By the time October rolls around, we should have multiple videos on the main channel per day that are timely, very informative, really cool, on brand. We will have a ton of different streams all throughout the week. We will, have our members only stuff going on. We'll be hitting the website. Drummond Company's in here. I am so, Micah, I got to get a hold of you. We will get this website thing going on, but like the website, the streams, the social media, the videos on the main channel, like we will be killing the game by the time October rolls around. Because after October rolls around, we will never stop getting nerdy information. Knock on wood, hopefully we get into normalcy next year, which I'm starting to question. But eventually, guys, we're going to get to this point where, like, the nerdy stuff doesn't stop. Like, it's just always nerdy info coming. So there'll be multiple videos on the channel, multiple streams every day where we're talking about stuff. It's just going to be crazy. So just want to sort of throw that out there. Does Grace know that you have Zendaya on the side? Oh, if only. Oh, if only, Star Wars Santa. Because, yeah, I totally simp for Grace Randolph, too. I was going to have a shot every time you asked Trent if he was streaming. Man, I'm glad I didn't. Yeah. That Shang-Chi video was great. Good, dude. I'm glad you guys liked it. That's sweet. That's good to hear, man. Gonna check out that Shang-Chi set tomorrow. Yeah, Marvel Maniac. So I saw you comment on this. So Marvel Maniac apparently lives like 15 minutes away from that set. So yeah, if you go over there and you want to take some cool some photos or whatever, send us some photos, man. I'm always on Facebook, Josh. I'd love to be a moderator. Hell yeah, man. No problem. No problemo. Josh, do you follow Pokemon? Would love some Pokemon content. I like Pokemon. I played the whatever the games were that came out last year, Sword and Shield. That was late last year, right? Sword and Shield. Dude, I played so much Sword and Shield. It was wild, dude. Like, I played a lot of it. But I'm not, like, super into it anymore. But with the website and perhaps more channels and with live streaming, we have the opportunity to cover almost anything. The thing is, this is really what's... So YouTube is so weird with the algorithm and stuff, right? So one of the reasons we decided to do the memberships and really lean into live streaming is because it's less algorithm based. Okay? So we don't have to always be covering the same things and be covering them really quickly to succeed over here. It's much better. It's much healthier for us all moving forward. Now, when the grind comes, right? So, when the big Marvel movies are coming out, obviously... Grind. Get those videos out there. Get those articles out there. Do it. But I don't want to be so... Like, I don't want to have to do that all the time in order for us to succeed. Like, the YouTube game in a lot of ways is super unhealthy. It's super unhealthy. Like, let me give you an example. So, yesterday... And I got to look at the data fully. We'll check out the data in a couple of days. But yesterday's, both of those videos did not do as well as they could have done. Okay? So they could not do, or they didn't do the numbers. And the YouTube page was telling me that your audience has less interest in it. But here's the thing. All the metrics that you would expect to be hitting were hitting great. Like the click-through rates on those thumbnails, beautiful. The only thing that was different was the average watch time, and it was because the videos were shorter. Percentage-wise, the average view time was spot on, if not even better than they were before, but because they were shorter videos, YouTube saw that as people being less interested. That's bullshit. It's really just YouTube saying, hey, make your videos longer because we want people watching more videos, so pad your videos up to 10 minutes, and then I will put them out there for you more. And that's so frustrating because I think the audience gets sick of padding videos to 10 minutes. I get sick of padding videos to 10 minutes. Like, get out of here. Get out of here, YouTube. Don't care. Yo, what's up? Baldy. Drawn Kyle. Badly drawn Kyle. What's up, bro? Yeah, so we're just trying to shift away from that. Ryan says, the Den of Nerds does not condone illegal activities such as, but not limited to, private movie sets and taking photographs. Yeah, no, I would never ask you to do anything illegal. But the drone shots of those sets is completely legal because the air is public property, depending on the country, depending on the legislation. But yeah, you can take a drone shot. You can take photographs from the road of the set because the road is public property, depending, again, on the exact legality of where you're at. But, like, yeah, so, like, the paparazzi and, like, taking set photographs of stuff, like, down in Atlanta or in L.A. or whatever, it's perfectly legal, actually. Whoa, damn, I moved, so I'm an hour off. Was shocked we're live. Yeah, grab a Den of Nerds exclusive. Wouldn't that be cool if, like, you show up there and Simu Lee's there with Chiwetel Ejiofor, and they're just, like, outside having a smoke or doing something, and then you're like, oh my god, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Baron Mordo confirmed for Shang-Chi. Trinity says, oh yeah, I'm going to have to sort of disagree with you there. About what? The FAA are getting strict with their laws. Yeah, I think that a lot of new legislation is being enacted. Sunny Florida, baby. Sorry to miss most of the stream this morning. All good, Danny. Don't even worry about it. Oh, yeah. Legend Zelda series supposedly in the works at Netflix. I reported on that like 4 years ago. Oh my god, Trinity. Josh, cinema is dead. Video on demand is here to stay. I agree with you, and so does Trinity. We're going to call it there, everybody. Thank you so much for being here, checking out the morning stream. Oh, my goodness. What an amazing community. Seriously, the Nerdvengers, strong. Nerdvengers, good. Nerdvengers, the best. You guys are amazing. Thank you for all the love and support today. We'll be back at it. There'll be a video on the regular channel later, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. Trinity will be joining the program tomorrow, and we're going to be talking about comic books and maybe his Office Space references. As I always say, guys, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next